that perhaps if she came on my show, we could have stripped away some of the pomp and circumstance or the tightness that comes with running for president.
Howard Allen Stern is a famous radio host, television host, actor, and author in the United States. He began his career as a marketing manager and then as a radio salesman, rising through the ranks at a radio station to midday shifts and ultimately becoming the station's production director. WWWW, WWDC, WNBC, and WXRK are among the radio stations with which he was associated. When his show, The Howard Stern Show, became famous throughout the United States, he became a national celebrity. The film, which first aired in 1986, had a long run before it was eventually canceled in 2005. The Howard Stern Show had a total audience of 20 million listeners and was broadcast in 60 markets during its run. The Howard Stern Show and The Howard Stern Interview are two of Howard's most well-known television programs. His novel, Private Parts, became a bestseller and was made into a film in which he starred. Stern has dubbed himself the king of all media because of his extensive contributions to all major entertainment outlets over the years. Stern has received several industry awards, including 8 straight times as Billboard's nationally syndicated Air Personality of the Year. And he's the first person to have the morning show ranked #1 in both New York and Los Angeles. After signing a $500 million 5-year contract with Sirius in 2004, Stern became one of the richest radio personalities.
On SiriusXM, we have 33 million subscribers, and we calculate that at a minimum, per subscription, there are 2 people listening.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Howard Allen Stern, but is also known as Howard Stern. He was born on January 12, 1954 in New York, United States, making him 67 at the time of this production. He stands at 196 centimeters tall. In March 1995, when Selena's fans were grieving over the Latin singer's shooting death, Stern mocked them. He insulted Selena's fans with a fake Hispanic accent the day before her funeral, playing gunshots over her songs. He went on to say, "The Spanish have the worst musical taste in the world. This music has no impact on me. The Chipmunks have more soul than Alvin and the Chipmunks." He offended Hispanic communities across the country, and in Harlingen, Texas, a disorderly conduct arrest warrant was issued in his name. Stern apologized on air in Spanish the following week, saying his remarks were made in jest and were not meant to offend Selena's fans, family, or friends. Whatever lessons Stern gleaned from the Selena salvo didn't last long. Stern mused about the very good-looking ladies who fled for their lives away from the gunman on April 21, 1999, the day after the Columbine High School massacre. He described some pretty good-looking ladies running around with their hands over their heads. Did any of those kids want to have sex with any of those attractive ladies? That wasn't even done. At the very least, if you're going to kill yourself and your children, why not have some sex? I'd take out some people with sex if I was going to kill them. Let Howard Stern make his millions in other broadcast markets, the Rocky Mountain News responded. He has no position in Denver. Stern met his first wife, Allison Burns, through a mutual friend while at Boston University. Burns was featured in a transcendental meditation student film he made. "I knew I was going to marry her a week after our relationship started," Stern wrote. They married on June 4, 1978 at Temple Ojibwe Shalom in Brookline, Massachusetts, when they were both 24 years old. Emily Beth, Deborah Jennifer, and Ashley Jade are their 3 children. They agreed to split up in October 1999. According to Stern, "I was completely neurotic and preoccupied with work. I considered work to be the most critical and only thing in my life." He moved into a 4,000 square foot apartment in the Millennium Tower on the west side of Manhattan from the place he shared with Burns in Old Westbury, New York, and purchased it for $4.9 million in 1998. In 2001, the couple divorced in a peaceful manner and settled their differences.
And I was freaking out. I go, this can't be. And they had told me it was 95% chance it was cancer, and it turned out not to be cancer. It was like a miracle for me.
Stern, the youngest of Ray and Ben Stern's 2 children, was born on January 12, 1954 in New York, New York. He spent his childhood in Roosevelt. Howard Stern attended Boston University, where he majored in broadcasting and minored in English and speech. In 1955, the family relocated to Roosevelt, New York. Howard attended elementary school, then Roosevelt Junior-Senior High School until June 1969, when the family moved to Rockville Center. In 1972, he moved to Southside High School and earned his diploma. At the Hebrew school where he studied, he was assigned the name Zvi. In 1976, he earned a magna cum laude degree in communications. Howard worked at WTBU, a campus radio station, where he co-hosted comedy shows and conducted interviews. In 1975, Howard graduated from the Radio Engineering Institute of Electronics in Fredericksburg, Virginia, with a first-class radio telephone operator license. Howard Stern struggled with trust after graduation, and he tried a few jobs before approaching WRNW in Briarcliff Manor Studio to cover shifts during the Christmas holidays in 1976. After a few months, he was hired full-time and promoted to production director. Howard joined the Rock Station in Hartford, Connecticut in 1979 and left a year later to join WWWW in Detroit. When he was working in Hartford, he met Dwight Douglas, a consultant. When WWWW became a country radio station, Dwight Douglas got Howard a new job. Howard began hosting mornings at Washington, D.C.'s rock station WWDC in 1981. It was there that he met Robin Quivers, a newswoman who later became a permanent member of his team and a former U.S. Air Force nurse. His relationship with management at the stations had worsened, and he was fired in 1982. After he spent his time at WCCC, Howard Stern worked at WNBC AM, and the organization sought to regulate his aggressive style with plenty of tension. It worked for philosophical differences until 1985. The corporation also permitted him to leave the deal instead of paying him, which is why Howard switched to K-Rock, WXRK. 1 year after he worked at K-Rock, he syndicated his show with good results. When the Fox network was searching for a substitute for The Late Show, Howard Stern sought television. He worked on 5 pilots with Leslie West and Steve Rossi, a comedian. Starting in 1990, he presented The Howard Stern Show on WWOR-TV, which included his staff and himself. Howard was a judge on the 7th season of America's Got Talent in 2011, but 4 seasons later, Simon Cowell took his place. In 1994, he formed his own production company, which produced The Howard Stern Show and assisted his brother in the production of new films.
Some kind of reality. You're not going to live forever. And what am I most proud of? What do I want my children to see? What do I want? And these interviews and what I've written here.
$120 million per year. $600 million. He owns several houses: Manhattan Mega Penthouse, Palm Beach House, Hampton Mansion. He owns several cars: Mercedes-Benz SLS, GMC Denali, Aston Martin, Chevy Suburban. A Range Rover.